Imagine cutting the hair of international real estate moguls, or crypto millionaires, or even an armored car dealer for the presidents of the world. Over my years of cutting, I've had the opportunity of cutting some of the wealthiest people in the GTA, and some of the lessons they've taught me have completely changed the way I think of wealth, money, and success. And today, I want to share with you guys 6 of the biggest lessons I've learned from them over my years. These are some of the valuable lessons about money that you were never taught in school, and let me show you guys today. Number 1, you can't get rich selling your time. The thing about time is we have limited time in the day. Each day we got 24 hours. So if you're selling something that is limited, you can't expect to make unlimited returns. For example, barbering. I see so many barbers who have this mindset flaw of thinking that if they're able to cut as many heads as possible, they'll become rich. When this is far from the truth. Instead of worrying about how we could cut more heads, we need to start worrying about how we could make our time more valuable. Although we are still selling our time, we make it as valuable as possible to get one step closer to wealth. Because the reality of the matter is, all my wealthy clients at one point had to start by selling their time. But what they focused on was making their time as valuable as possible because we have limited of it. And for you guys watching this, barbering is one of the best trades in the world to do this. Within a year, you could go from nothing to making 6 figures plus a year and obtain all the necessary skills you need to get into your next business venture, whatever that is. Number 2, solve rich people's problems. If I look at my clientele as a barber who was charging $150 plus, and I look at what everyone was doing, one thing I noticed that everyone was they're selling something expensive to people who could afford it. For example, some common jobs my clients would have is mortgage agents, real estate brokers, consultants, in sales, insurance agents. Guys, the one thing common with all these people is they're selling something expensive to people who could afford it. And we got to use this logic and apply it to our barber business. We will never achieve success in barbering if we're charging $50, $60 for a haircut, just trying to cut as many heads as possible. Guys, we need to learn to make our service as valuable as possible so we can start selling it for those higher ticket prices. This kind of goes into problem number 1. You're selling your time, but at least make it as valuable as possible. Invest all your time and energy into making your service something that is of value to rich people. Like me, for example. I made my service tailored towards middle-aged, self-employed, brown and Arab men who love beard work. These guys were willing to pay me $1, $2, $3. I've even had clients pay me $400 for a haircut because they valued the service and time I put into it. Number 3, the number 1 investment is back into yourself. Guys, before any rich person started investing into all this crazy stuff like real estate, stocks, crypto, whatever, they first started into investing into yourself. Think about it. Your number 1 money maker is the thing in between your head. It's your brain. So stop trying to get shortcuts to making money and start investing back into your number 1 money maker, your brain. Let me just put this into perspective for you guys. If you invested 10K into, say, one of the hottest stocks in the market right now that had a 20% return by the end of the year, that 10K would turn into 12K, okay? And now think about it. If you invested that same 10K into turning your barber business from making 5K a month to 10K a month, if you just invested your time and resources into making your service more valuable, and now all of a sudden you go from making 5 to 10K a month as a barber, you just increased your yearly salary from 5K over 12 months would have been 60K a year, and you just completely doubled that and made 120K a year. Guys, there's no stock in the world that'll give you returns like you investing back into yourself. You are your number 1 moneymaker. A motto I live by in our community and just personally, focus on learning before earning. Guys, the money will follow. This game isn't a race to money. It is a race to knowledge and wisdom. Put your money back into this. It will be the best investment you have ever made. And in addition to this, these wealthy people who you do see getting into real estate and stocks, the only reason they're successful is because they have a main cash flowing asset, which is themselves and their business. So before you even think about investing and doing all that other stuff, master your number 1 investment, which is you. Number 4, your network equals your net worth. I know we always hear this quote all over social media, but I feel like 90% of people don't truly understand it. Guys, all my clients who are killing it and making $1 million plus a year, they aren't doing this alone. They have a team behind them and they focus on building good relationships. One thing I notice many barbers do is they're always trying to be cheap and save money, but they end up actually losing more money in the long term. Let me give you an example. Let's just say gas was $10 at this station and then at the next station it was $8. But that station and the next station, it was $8. But let's just say this gas station was a 30 extra minute drive. Guys, just to save $2, I see so many barbers going head over heels just trying to save money when in the long term they don't realize they're actually losing their most valuable asset, which is their time. Guys, invest into good people. Don't be cheap. Invest your time, energy, and money into building good relationships with people, and it will take you much further than anything you could have imagined. And guys, when doing business with other people, it's okay to take the L in this situation. By you leaving a little bit of meat on the bone and letting the other person get the upper hand on you, sometimes is a better idea, just to make sure it strengthens your relationship rather than trying to rinse the bone dry and get the best out of it. Guys, relationships over money. The one thing I noticed about all my clients is they have mastered this. They focus on their network over their net worth. Number 5, seek to learn over earn. Guys, if you make an extra $100,000 today, you won't actually be rich. Think about it. When you talk to someone who is actually truly wealthy and you talk to someone who just won the lottery, you could tell the difference between them right away, because it is not the money that makes you wealthy. It is the knowledge and resources you have that allow you to be wealthy. So before you guys get excited to earn, play the long game. Focus on learning and giving back, and you'll just see naturally everything will come back to you and fall into place. Number 6, learn to say no. Guys, when you have a goal in mind and something that you want, put that as your number 1 priority. It's okay to say no sometimes to make sure you could put the people you love and yourself in a better situation. Guys, before you could pour into someone else's cup, you must actually have water in your own cup. So the quote I kind of like to go by is, you must be selfish before you could be selfless. An empty hand can't give. You must be willing to make sacrifices for what you love and what you care about, and be willing to say no to things that go against this. If you guys are a barber and you're ready to take your earning potential to the max, and you're tired of being stuck behind the chair and ready to become a freedom barber that is able to take care of their loved ones, focuses on learning before earning, and is just ready to build a career to live the life on their own terms, go to my Instagram AKBlends and DM me FDB. I'll send you more info on how you could become a freedom barber. I hope you at least learned one thing from this video that you could apply into your own business. Subscribe guys, and stay tuned for more, brick by brick.